Good day, everybody. Labor relations, unionization. We see that there's a number of reasons that people unionize. There's some great reasons for it. There's some benefits to both sides of the equation. For the unions, by organizing, by collectivizing, by obtaining greater membership, then they're able to have a greater say in the outcome. Anytime you have numbers, and there's a need for those numbers, then you have a bargaining power that's much more strengthened. You have leverage. And over time, unions have been able to use that leverage to bargain, to negotiate for greater rewards for their members. The average union member, as we know, obtains about 30% more in compensation than a person who's not a member of a union. There does, however, have to be an environment that allows a union to flourish. That means that you have to have a business environment and a public that's willing to compensate union employees for that additional amounts of money. So let's look at it first from the business viewpoint. If you're going to pay employees more, then they either have to produce more or the product that they produce is going to be worth more. So if you're producing a microphone and you're going to pay 30% more for labor to produce that microphone, conceivably that microphone is going to be charging 30% more to anybody who buys it. People will pay that 30% more if the microphone's worth it. Maybe it's a better microphone. Or, because your employees are paid 30% more, they produce 30% more. So in reality, by producing 30% more, you're able to sell many more products and bring in more money. That pays the wages of those employees. So that is the business viewpoint of it. You have to be able to charge more for your product or produce more products so that you can make more money back. That more money is what you pay to your employees. On the flip side, you have a public. A public has to be willing to pay that 30% more money. If you're going to charge somebody 30% more, then they're going to have to pay it. And if they don't pay it, if that 30% more product, that cost of that product sits on the shelves, then you're not going to be able to sell it. You're not going to be able to pay your employees that 30% more money. And in the United States, Buy America, which often means that you have a higher cost for your product, doesn't work as much anymore. That's why so many of the jobs have went over to China and other countries, both in Eastern Europe and in Asia. And so, the day comes when we can't pay more for labor, and that's where unions really come into play. We can't pay more for labor because the products that we produce in the United States are too expensive. They're much cheaper to make in other countries and then to send back here in the United States. So we offshore our products to be manufactured in lower wage countries, to be sent back cheaper because we as a public would rather pay less for a product than what we have to pay to buy from an American producer. So we see that many of the aspects associated with unionization today, many that have caused the challenges in unionization, not only from globalization, but from technology and the inability or the unwillingness of the American public to pay more for a product that's produced in the United States, has really caused havoc to unionization. It doesn't mean that unions are no longer valued. It doesn't mean that they're no longer needed. It means the environment in which they operate is much more convoluted, and certainly much more of an issue to their continued growth, if not arresting the slide in their growth, than it ever was before. Unions must think again and think anew on how to create an environment, how to create a partnership with management that is going to be a reward to not only their employees, but to the public who, in the very end, is going to have to buy the product at the price and quality that's produced, whether that person is a union member or not. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the day.